Okay, Lions beat the 49ers 40-34. A little bit of a late recap, but kind of whatever. Um, the offense did what I thought they would do. Pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes. They played pretty much flawlessly, pretty much perfectly. Um, the defense did just enough, and as far as the offense goes, that's what they're gonna have to do against the Vikings in the playoffs. I said it about the opposing offenses. They can't afford to slip up, and that's the case for the Lions offense as far as unfortunately as well. I am concerned about this Lions defense. I know we're getting Anzalone back. I think that is going to be a unmeasurable addition. But man, like it was one thing for the Bills to shred this Lions team, but the 49ers with a makeshift offensive line, no Ayuk, no McCaffrey, like geez Louise, like how are we going to hold up against the Vikings? How are we going to I I'm kind of surprised at how concerned I am after that game. I was guns blazing. Nobody's going to be able to stop us. Well, the only team that is going to be able to stop us is ourselves, unfortunately, and it's all on Goff's hands. He cannot slip up. We can't have, let alone the Texans game. We can't even have one turnover. I mean, that was the difference in this game, was stealing a possession or two. Kirby Joseph, the Pro Bowl snub himself, two more interceptions, NFL leader of interceptions with 9. Shout out Troy Aikman for recognizing that celebration. That's pretty funny. I had no idea what he was talking about, but that's the difference for this Lions team. It's essentially up to our two best players remaining, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. If they can't make a play, this team is not going to cut it, and that's such a bummer considering how good this team was at the beginning of the year and how great the Lions offense is playing, but they're just getting no pass rush. Um, I just don't know where this team goes from here. Again, Anzalone coming back is nice. No more Neiman or Nowaski on the field, but and Reeves Maben played a little bit, not as much as I thought he would. They're still kind of keeping him as that like third down special linebacker role, but it's beating a dead horse at this point. They've got to play perfect, and Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch have to make plays. Brian Branch, I think, is 4th in the NFL in passes broken up, which is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing considering they play him in the slot. They play him at safety. He's a star. Kirby Joseph is a star. I loved, shout out Troy Aikman again, when Troy Aikman diagnosed that. I think it was I don't know if it was the first or second interception, but when he jumped the in route, the way Aikman described Kirby Joseph's assignment on that play was, it just screamed Troy Aikman. Jeez. It screamed Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed, the way he said, this corner here's actually got this deep half, and this corner's got this deep half, and Kirby Joseph's assignment is go make a play. And that's what Aaron Glenn has got to do right now. I appreciate the fact that he recognizes, like, my guys just need to make a play, and he's looking around for playmakers, and he's got 2 of them. Kirby, go win this game for us. He didn't have an assignment. He was playing center field. I would love to see him in a Tigers uniform in the spring. Let's see what he's got. That'd be fun. See him run around, catch fly balls. But he just read Brock Purdy's eyes, jumped the play, and made the play. And that's what we're going to need. Brian Branch has got to have another pick 6 against the Chiefs like he did opening day last year. And we're just praying to God that somebody gets some pressure on the quarterback. Melon Fonmu, maybe he'll make a play here and there, but I guess, this is only his, 3rd game back, so he's going to get a little bit more comfortable, I suppose, in his role. Again, getting Anzalone back is going to maybe alleviate some pressure off of Jack Campbell. I mean, I guess that's our secret weapon right now. He has to be the first-round pick that he was. He is the last kind of maybe key to the puzzle, or the last infinity stone in our gauntlet. Like, he needs to level up. We need more playmakers on this field. He's not a pass rusher. They've tried him like put him on the edge in a Micah Parsons role in the past, and he just doesn't have that in his bag. But at least, Anzalone coming back is kind of, twofold again. More leadership, more experience. The step up between Ben Neiman and Anzalone is huge. That's a big improvement. Let Jack Campbell make a play here and there. And that's it. Like, that's all we've got. The offense has to be perfect. I think Vikai played a bit more in the past game. Craig Reynolds showed that he is dependable enough to give Jahmyr Gibbs a breather here and there, but once again, he proved he is an absolute star. Man, this offense is fun. Like, the fact that they're just clowning teams left and right, putting up 40 burgers here and there. That's the key against Minnesota. It's been the key the last few weeks. I've said it. The Lions' offense has to play a little bit of defense, too. Keep putting pressure on Sam Darnold, and that is their weakness, and it's an exploitable weakness for sure. This is not Sam Darnold's second go at the NFL. It's not his third. I think it's his fourth. Jets, Carolina, San Francisco, Detroit, Minnesota. Next year will be his fifth somewhere else. Maybe the Giants, now that they seem to have played themselves out of the top quarterback spot, which I think might turn out being a blessing in disguise. I don't know about Shador Sanders or Cam Ward or whoever else comes out. I don't know. Take the best player and re-roll next year. Who knows? But anyways, that's off-season talk. Lions versus Minnesota. Same game plan. Go score 40, and hopefully the Vikings slip up. We're not going to put any pressure on them. I think their offensive line is a pretty great offensive line, all things considered. Let's Google that. I can't find that. But the Vikings offensive line seems to be really playing pretty well. Their tackle is top 5, I believe, in pass block win rate. Not that it matters. Aiden Hutchinson has not come out of that locker room, so it's just got to be, to quote, to quote Drewski, I mean, it's just blitz, baby, blitz. That's all they're going to have to do. Blitz and hope Kirby Joseph or Brian Branch make a play or two. So that's the strategy. Go put up 40 again. With that being said, I don't know what this line spread is. It's got to be as tight as it's been all year. I'm going to guess Lions 1.5. I'm not touching that. I do love, similar to last week, Lions over. Well, team, the score to be over. I bet it's like 53. And then Gibbs to score, Amon-Ra to score, J-Mo to score, Jefferson to score, Hawkinson to score. He probably wants to score against his former team. At some point, you just got to stop yourself from getting carried away. So pick your favorites. My favorites would be the over, Amon-Ra, Gibbs, J-Mo, Jefferson, and Addison, I guess. Let's see what that line spread is. Lions by 3. Wow. So the Lions like them more than I do. That is surprising. It looks like the money is on the Vikings to cover, minus 115. I didn't see the over-under. Thank you, BetMGM, for fucking sucking. 56. Wow. That is a lot of points. But, I mean, I do think this Vikings offense on paper should be better than the 49ers, but Jesus, I wouldn't be putting a lot on that. Maybe a few bucks, but... And listen to what I'm saying, not what I'm not saying. What's the phrase? Do as I say, not as I do. A heartbreaking ending to my parlay last week. I said it online. If you're going to do a parlay, take the spread straight up. Don't do the alternative line. What did I do? I did the alternative line, minus 6.5, which still should have covered. Jake Bates misses an extra point at the end. The Lions win by 6. Oh my God, I was so crushed, but not really crushed because I was just laughing at myself. When Jahmyr Gibbs broke that touchdown, I couldn't believe it. And I jinxed myself even after that. Gibbs scores, parlay hits, the spread is 13. I said it out loud. He kicks the extra point. I'm not even looking at the screen. And I turn around and he missed. It's 12. Surely this won't come back to bite me in the ass. Don't call me Shirley. This was just doomed to not work. Brock Purdy, another nerve injury, something. Dobbs comes in, the rocket scientist Dobbs. Surely again, there's no way he's driving down to score. I win. Cash it. No, Dobbs in my face rushes to the pylon, touchdown. And Moody, just to rub it in even more, misses the extra point. If Jake Bates makes his, I cover. What are you going to do? So, Lions recap, Lions preview. This team is nervous. It's nerve-wracking. They got to score 40 and hope Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph make a play. That's the last thing I'll say about the Vikings and Lions preview, and it's something I kind of glossed over or didn't really acknowledge or think about. Gotta stop saying and I think it's because I'm more focused on just the Lions and not the magnitude of this game in the NFL perspective. Lions Vikings 28 combined wins, the most in NFL history, breaking the margin of 25, previously set by the undefeated 2007 15-0 Patriots versus the 10-5 Giants, and the 2005 Colts versus the Seahawks, Colts being 13-1, Seahawks being 12-2. Everyone remembers how that Patriots... Wow, that's actually really interesting. It makes sense, obviously. Those are Super Bowl teams, and that's telling. 3 of those 4 teams that I mentioned would go to the Super Bowl that year. Very telling. Let's see. The Patriots won, they went. The Seahawks won. So the winner of those 2 previous matchups would go on to the Super Bowl. Interesting. Couple fun notes that I thought of immediately when I thought of those teams. The Patriots undefeated losers. That Seahawks team would go on to beat... No. Would they beat that... That was the team the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Steelers, yes. And those Steelers beat the Colts. I can remember, I think it was Marlon Humphrey recovered the bus fumble. I remember the NFL Films clip, and Ben was like, he saw the ball hit the ground. He just said, "Oh, bleep, bleep." I don't know what bleep, bleep would be. Like, oh, fuck shit? Oh, motherfuck? I don't know. He turns around and just sprints backwards. And, maybe whatever, it worked out for him, but makes the tackle. That was a fun Steelers team. That's the year, you've got that infamous clip, depending on your perspective, of the bus running through Urlacher in the snow. Sean Alexander, a great year. Kind of a forgotten name. Anyways, so those are interesting matchups. Very cool that I think the winner of those 2, previously record-setting win totals will go to the Super Bowl, and I think that's what I'm more focused on. I'm not as worried or interested in the fact that we're breaking this record. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me, because the only thing that matters is the number 1 seed. We're looking at a fork in the road. On one side, we've got a park bench, a nice trail going through a forest. There's a hot dog vendor, American or Lafayette, you decide, and a 5-star hotel, and I'm looking forward to sleeping for a week. On the other side, we've got a treacherous trail winding through the mountains of Mordor, and sure, we've got the Fellowship behind us, but it's been a long journey. Like, we've lost some guys. We've lost a ton of guys, so sure, we still got Gandalf. You can decide who's who. No, Gandalf is for sure Dan Campbell. Frodo would be Goff. I suppose Samwise would have to be Amon-Ra. And Merry and Pippin, who I always thought were brothers, but not brothers. So I suppose that would be Gibbs and Jamo. They're all we've got left. Who would Aragorn be? Maybe a dark-haired Anzalone? Look to the third day on the... whatever the quote is. Should I Google that? No. There. Maybe Hutchinson will be standing with the sunrise. What do you think, Emmett? When we need him most, hopefully. Anyways, that's what I'm more focused on. It's cool. Sure, there's an extra 2 games because of the season expansion. So I don't know. That's a whole nother topic. I'm kind of annoyed by that. Greed will take over and ruin everything that's good. But that's my final, I guess, observation on this team or this matchup. It's cool breaking a record, but the bigger picture is we need the 1 seed, and that's from the perspective of just the Lions fan. I loved the NFL more in the past when I was, younger, and maybe I didn't see as much of the greed, but I think the greed has really expanded in the last 10 years and everything. Fat pig goes to slaughter. So that's that. That's the recap. That's the review. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Go Lions.